Hi everybody watching, and hi Helen. Um, we just wanted to do this video after something amazing that happened yesterday, a very new kind of high energy experience while we're practicing StarMatrix. Are you still in the afterglow, Helen?
Yes, I am really. Yeah, it was very interesting. We were on our monthly Energy Explorers meeting online, as we call it. We're only a small group, but we're all very experienced, energists, and we have all fairly recently sort of come from the dark side to the light side. In other words, we've gone from focusing really on any sort of what happened, what went wrong, to what is good, what positive memories and events can we bring up into our minds, and that and bring the energy of that to bear on any issues and problems that we might have. So we were all sort of on the same page, and I know that you're currently doing a StarMatrix course, so we decided to just work or just enjoy and explore, because that's what we do energy explorations, explore StarMatrix. So I think we each decided that we would take a star memory, a really positive memory that we already knew about, that we'd written in our book of stars at some point, and we would sort of how can I say it, sort of accelerate it or expand it,
bring it to life, and tap into the energy.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, we all, I think, if I speak for myself anyway, I really got some unbelievable insights into what my younger self was actually feeling in a positive way.
And I now see you in a whole new light after that.
yeah.
It was the Helen unleashed that I saw. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, to think of your younger aspect as and this was like 8 or 9 years of age, as someone who thought of herself, as being like a thrill seeker and a free spirit, full of independence and all the rest of it, and now sort of, I don't know, 60 years later, you kind of think, gosh, where's that gone?
Where's it gone? But it's there. It came back to life. It absolutely came back to life. Yeah. And even now, talking about it, it's there, it's coming, it's there, it's present, just talking about it. And this is one of the things about StarMatrix, is talking about our positive events, taps into that energy and brings it back, and lets us like expand it, bring it to life, and even take it to new levels. But that were untapped. So I want to talk a little bit about that, because how we started, there was 4 of us on the screen in the meeting, and I was sharing how I lifted my own energy by looking at a little video clip of one of my star events from when I was teaching in Malaysia, the Love Clinic. And at the end, I played my song and everybody was singing. So that was like a star memory. But when somebody, one of the participants started to imitate me with my hand movements that I do when I'm teaching, that I didn't know why, but that just lit me up, and I thought, wow, what is going on? Why is that lit me up? And so that inside the star memory, there's a moment, like of light, highlight, and so normally then you'd kind of live it and it would go, and you're kind of in the afterglow, but you didn't really notice it so much. So by zooming in like that and actually tapping into it, talking about it, feeling the feelings, and getting, what's going on here, what's happening, and awareness, conscious awareness of what it means, the energy was really, really rising. So then what happened, I'm looking at the screen as I'm telling, and I'm thinking, well, Dieter's itching to go, so I asked Dieter then to tell his. So he became the light, as his talked about his memory, where he walked into a situation and he was the light, and he lit up the room, and he you know, that reflected back on him, and he was like a celebrity star in that moment, and watching his energy just light up. So then I'm watching on the screen, and Irma's been shuffling her papers, and she's like bored looking and everything. I'm thinking, oh, better do Irma next, you know. So Irma, you know, and she's a senior person and kind of quite quiet in her energy. So she starts to talk about her event, which was out in the thunderstorm. And when at a certain age, and it was the noise of the thunder and the air and the wind moving, and there was just a lot of movement.
The excitement of it.
Excitement. So exciting she was, and oneness with the weather. And did you see? She just came to life. I've never
absolutely
never seen Irma come to life like that before. And it was so wonderful to be the lightning goddess, or whatever it was, the embodiment of that in Irma. And when we talked about it today in the StarMatrix class today, again she lit up. So then we came back to you, and I was thinking, oh, how's she gonna beat these now with us? Like, and we were all so high already. And then you go with your roller skates around your tree, zooming around in as a free spirit and a rebellious kind of spirit. And that it was amazing as well. Like, what was it? There was the two parts to it. There was the free spirit, and there was, what was the risky adventure?
Yeah, kind of thrill seeker.
Thrill seeking. That was it. You were the thrill seeking's free spirit. And so we'd gone round, and so we'd had this amazing experience. We'd all shared our star events, and the energy of our was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
It was a new thing I'd never experienced before. Beautiful, powerful, strong light of oneness, of like unity, connection between all of us. And then we thought, well, this is an event. I mean, we were all in like wow and awe at this, like what we just created in this, like, you know, accidental journey that we got into. And then what was it? The essence, we got, Dita was saying, yeah, well, what's the essence of this? What's the wisdom of this new event that we just created? And he was getting us to tap into that. And you said he just created something, like something happened, but we don't know what's going to happen from it, but we know something will, you know, something like that. Like a cosmic event. And
I think we decided on, it was like a cosmic splash that would create ripples. We didn't know what the ripples were going to be.
Exactly.
But there would be ripples of some
description. That awareness that what we created is an energetic event between us, a cosmic splash, with waves that would be going out. And they already are, because here we are making this video, and people are going to be watching this, and hopefully like feeling the energy and thinking, wow, this is a good idea to do this kind of thing, you know. And I just want to finally, because I don't want to make it too long this, but I want to ask you, because you're a very experienced therapist, healer, practitioner for many, many years, experienced energist with all the modalities of the GOE, modern energy so far. And so you, with all of that experience, how do you see StarMatrix, you know, us tuning into these positive events and tapping into the energy and bringing it back in and connecting with our real self, which we are in those moments? How do you see that as a kind of, from a therapist point of view, as well as a personal point of view for yourself?
I think that, you know, over all the years that I've been using GOE techniques and hypnotherapy, I've done CBT and all the sort of standard things, psychoanalysis, all the standard things as well. And really, there's always a point in therapy where you uncover trauma, usually, and you try to release it. And you also try to reconnect the client with sort of positive inequalities that they would have had, but they seem to have lost connection to. They never really lost them, but they got sort of covered over somehow by the negativity in what happened. And so that has always been a goal in therapy, certainly the way I've always worked with therapy. But it's been a difficult journey with many modalities. And, there's the danger of re-traumatizing your client, by going back into the story too much and things like that. So I think that along the same lines, really, as positive psychology and the Strengths Institute, that is also revolutionizing sort of standard psychotherapy, I think, in a lot of ways, that focusing on positive events and positive memories and unpacking those and seeing the value of them and how, what strengths the younger person actually had, or the child had, or, younger need only be a few years ago. It doesn't have to be a child either. And connecting to those in a positive way, I think it's lighter for the client.
Definitely.
It's easier for the client. It's certainly more pleasant, because a lot of clients come into something, we'll say, for instance, like psychoanalysis, and they're going, oh my God, what am I going to face here? Whereas with StarMatrix and, positive psychology as well, you can assure them, that that's not the point of the thing at all.
Yeah.
That the change we can help them to experience can be made by connecting directly to the energy of positive memories and positive events.
Yeah.
And StarMatrix and the new Starline therapy that's coming out very soon are really easy ways to do that. And Sylvia's bringing out manuals for them and books for them. And really, I think it's got the potential to revolutionize therapy over the next number of years. I really do.
There really is something here for us.
Yeah, there is.
Our professional healers, therapists, practitioners. Really, we need to look at this. I'm learning after 20 years doing energy work, the traditional classic EFT and the energy EFT and finding the pain events, finding the pinpoint moments of the pain events, healing that, bringing it to a healing event plus 10, but that's, you would down into the mess, and you kind of came back up, and okay, you healed at the end, but it was a journey. But what I'm witnessing with this approach, and it happened again today in our group, in our class, we had somebody, she asked for a healing event, to kind of investigate, and actually a trauma event came up. And so I thought, oh, what are we going to do with this? And so I safely let her describe the past and stay in the present, so she wasn't affected by the emotions. But we found a moment in the trauma story where the aspect was like so focused, courageous and strong to kind of survive herself, save herself in that moment. And this aspect was only like 3.5 years old. It was like, my God, what an amazing aspect, this 3.5-year-old aspect. And when the person who was tapping into this story connected with the strength and the talent and this spirit of this 3.5-year-old, and she realized, wow, that's been in her all this time. I'm getting goosebumps and tingles just talking about that. And that's a completely different way of creating transformation then healing the reasons that there was stress. It is just unplugging that and plugging into some positive moment, either there or elsewhere. But in this case, we tuned into a moment inside the story, which the moment itself kind of comes and goes. And the opportunity is that in hindsight, we can look and get so much more out of it. Transformation. Anyway, thank whoever's listening. You can see we're both loving this journey of StarMatrix, tapping into our positive events, strengthening. I'm being strengthened in my energy for my journey by doing this. It's a strength thing, and that gives you the power. And so we want to invite people to come and find out more about StarMatrix and start their own book of stars, and come on the journey to, you know, brighten themselves and learn about themselves. And it's so much fun.
It is. It's so much
amazing.
Fun.
Like a light. Yesterday was just so phenomenal. So anyway, and I cannot forget now, Helen Unleashed. I know who you are now, Helen. None of this quietly controlled, serious professionalness. I know the real Helen. So
you know what's underneath.
So beautiful. Anyway, so thank you for your time and doing this little short interview.
You're welcome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Enjoyed it.
Okay, so we'll see you again.
Okay. Bye, Sandra. Take care.